Alright, my first show is fairly basic. I was still trying to figure out what I want to do.
Mine's fairly straightforward. Or just like a big main event.
Alright. First match. 1-on-1. The Ring General. Gunther takes on Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Then a 2-on-2 tag match. Yeah, Liv Morgan and Raquel versus JC Jane and Thea Hale, which apparently broke up already in real life.
Let's go.
um, Another 2-on-2 tag women's. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven versus Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. One-on-one now. We start the push. By the way, I cannot hear you. I don't know. um,
Made
it's getting there. I heard some stuff. All right, now you're back.
Yeah, it's storming bad outside, so
Oh, okay.
there's a solid chance the power goes out at a certain point.
Okay.
It went out while I was doing stuff with Pro Gamer, so
For the
so
match is
1-on-1.
yeah, Montez Ford versus Jinder Mahal. Oh, the push is gonna start for one of these guys. Who will it be?
It better be the obvious one.
Oh, you're right. I cannot hinder Jinder.
Exactly.
The main event. We have John Cena versus Omos.
Okay. Giving us the preview for the main event of WrestleMania.
Yep. Why did I close my notes? I needed those. All right, start show. All right, this is just gonna be a long talking bit. This was before I added Nia Jax to my roster, so this is a bloodline segment, so
Gotcha.
she's fucking around backstage. She had to take a shit. Roman
Okay.
enters the ring, surrounded by the rest of the bloodline, minus Nia Jax. After WrestleMania, he now holds the WWE Championship, the Raw Tag Titles, with The Rock, and the IC Championship. Right when Roman is going to tell the crowd to acknowledge him, the Judgment Day's music hits. They all come out. Finn says they were screwed out of the tag titles at Mania. Says they want a rematch at Backlash. Rock and Roman push back on it, saying the Judgment Day's time has passed. Judgment Day starts having a face-off with the Bloodline. Damian looking at Roman, Finn looking at The Rock, Dom looking at Solo, JD looking at Jimmy. Before it gets physical, Rhea moves Damien out the way, and then she starts to have a stare off with Roman instead. Now, at this point, the crowd starts to go wild. Roman then says to Rhea, "You better watch out. There's only one title in this ring that I don't own, and I'd be happy to make it mine." Rhea grabs a mic, looks at Roman dead in the eyes, and says, "Acknowledge me." Imperium then comes out. Gunther says he was screwed out of his championship and that he deserves his rematch first because he has to do all the work for the IC title and not half of it like the tag titles. Roman says if anyone wants a title shot, it's got to be earned, not given. He will not give anyone here a chance at the titles as the bloodline walk away. I don't know if you heard any of that. Okay, yep.
I did. I was just didn't want like any background noise. So you had like what 12 people out in the ring to open the show.
Yep. These are the main people in my story.
Okay.
The so the big players are the Bloodline, the Imperium, and Judgment Day. At least for the first month until I figure out what I want to do.
Okay.
And then right after, we have Gunther versus Kevin Owens, which Gunther wins. After the match, KO is seen looking upset that he lost, as he would be, but there's no shame in losing to Gunther. And then we
All
have a
right.
backstage segment, not that long. Montez Ford is seen backstage talking to Angelo, saying, "Hey man, look, you're my brother and I love you, but I went to our GM and I asked for a solo match tonight. I hope that's not a big deal." Angelo says, "Of course, we're brothers. I'll cheer you on no matter what. Yeah, kill him tonight." And then they hug and Montez thanks him. All right. Liv and Raquel win this one. I had nothing. This is before I came up with anything for the women.
Okay.
And then backstage, the Bloodline, as they take up, of half the show as they always do. Uh, Rock and Roman are seen walking together backstage when suddenly Judgment Day jump them. Jimmy and Solo come to their aid, but Ludwig and Giovanni come in to help the Judgment Day. The Bloodline are just way too outnumbered, and they're left on the floor as there appears to be a truce between Judgment Day and Imperium. And then
Alrighty.
Chelsea and Piper win this one. These are qualifying matches, by the way. I forgot to say that for.
Obviously.
All right. Another backstage segment. Kaden and Katana are seated in my office talking to me when Tiffany Stratton walks in, interrupting our conversation. She says, why am I not in the tag contenders matches? Oh, well, I say, you aren't in a tag team. And she says, well, I don't care, I want in. And I say, well, that's great because Kaden and Katana here also want in. So if you find anyone to tag with you, then next week you'll get a match against them. If not, then sorry, girls, you're out of luck. You better find a partner, Stratton, says Katana. Uh, what the fuck? That was when. Uh, oh, okay, I mistyped. I wrote this at midnight. That way, when we win, we can have a Barbie themed party. I have no idea what they're fucking saying for them. Kid and Katana walk away as we fade on an annoyed face of Tiffany. And who will get the push? Who is
It's
getting
Tiffy
the
time.
world? Oh, I was talking about these men.
Oh, obviously Tiffany Stratton.
Okay. Yeah, Montez wins. Duh.
Damn, you hindered gender.
I'll wait till next week. Um,
he, he squashes the entire roster.
gauntlet match. The entire show.
He wins all the belts.
Exactly. Um, Another backstage. This Tiffy. Tiffany is backstage looking for a partner. We see her go up to Charlotte and get rejected. She then goes up to Piper when Chelsea interrupts and says, "We're already in a tag team, and we already won our qualifier." Piper tells her to get lost. Finally, we see her work up the courage to go up to Rhea. She's afraid of Rhea as she stutters to ask if Rhea would team with her. Rhea doesn't say anything. She just stares daggers into Tiffany as Tiffany just slowly backs away. Will she be able to find a partner by the time the match is scheduled next week? And now, the main event. Who will win? We got Omos. We got John Cena. It's John Cena.
Okay.
But after, he cuts a winded promo. He says, "My time in this company is coming to an end. I can feel it. My bones hurt when I wake up. My body aches all the time. Do you have any idea how hard it was to pick up Omos for that AA? That is a big man. So I can't waste any more time. There are two things in this industry that I haven't done. One, become a Grand Slam champion. And two, becoming the one and only 17-time world championship holder. Now, in theory, right now I only have to go through one man to get both of these done simultaneously. But in the two times I faced this man, I haven't beat him. Roman Reigns, I have my eyes set on you, and I will do everything in my power to make sure I come out on top this time around." And thus we begin John Cena's story arc this season.
Okay.
Week 1. Edit matches. Alright, what does SmackDown got?
The opening match will be Bailey versus Dakota Kai.
Hey, that's happening tomorrow.
It is. Uh, Tell me when you're ready for the next
Oh,
match.
I'm good.
It will be the Wolf Dogs versus the Coffee Brothers.
I might have
Joe and
forgotten to
Mark
make the.
Coffee.
Did I forget to make them? No, I did not. Okay. Versus Mark Coffee and Joe Coffee.
And then we'll have another tag match following that. It will be the Kabuki Warriors versus Candice and Indy.
Indus and Candy.
Candice and Indy. That's how I wrote it down. Fucking take it. We're going in alphabetical order.
She gonna tell someone that her brother died because of her or something,
The
whatever. I
fucking
don't know.
horror. Like, why? How's that the root of your heel turn? Your brothers would be disappointed to see you, and he's dead. Like, come on.
I thought it was funny.
It's just a
Because it's
bad place
so
to start
out
a
of
heel turn.
nowhere.
Like, hey, you've been this bubbly baby face for a long ass time. How about we just turn you heel, but like a very despicable heel?
Okay, and what's next?
EO versus Blair Davenport, or otherwise known as B Priestley.
Alright.
And the main event is a six-man ladder match.
Holy shit.
It's going to be Cody Rhodes,
Figured.
AJ Styles,
Oh boy.
Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins,
Jesus Christ.
and Wade Barrett.
What an
All
all-star.
for the World Heavyweight title.
What an all-star selection you got here.
That's the first SmackDown of the year. We gotta start off strong.
Championship. Did I pass it? Am I blind? Where the fuck is it? Oh, there. Save. Start show.
Okay. So we start the show obviously with the show pyro and everything. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett are on commentary. Michael Cole introduces the show and everything. When he immediately gets a notification from the anonymous SmackDown GM. Sorry. It's, uh, Michael Cole goes to read out. He talks about the anonymous GM is basically just put in stone what's going to happen over there all the show. He mentions what was it? Some matches for the women's title tournament. He also mentions the main event of the show, including Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn. But he leaves the sixth person as a surprise. He says you'll figure that out once we get to the main event. In the opening match of the show, we have Bayley versus Dakota. For the most part, this match is very respectful. They're both on the same side of things. They're just both competing for a shot at the women's title. At the end of the match, Bayley starts to kind of get a little bit desperate. She realizes that Dakota's putting up a bit more of a fight than what she was expecting. And to win the match, Bayley rolls her up and has like a handful of tights. After the match, they stay in the ring. They shake hands, but Dakota kind of has this look in her eye as Bayley is like celebrating her win. As Dakota just walks out, but there's something to her. So Bayley wins.
All right.
Then we go backstage. The Wolf Dogs are interviewed about the tag title tournament and their qualifying matchup next. Braun starts to speak, but Baron quickly cuts him off and just assures the reporters that they're going to go into that match, they're going to dominate, they're going to come out, and they're going to solidify their spot for a shot at those tag titles. We get to the match. It's just kind of somewhat back and forth. Wolf Dogs are mainly in control the whole match. To finish off the match, Baron is just white hot, just steaming through the Coffee Brothers. When he's about to hit his finisher on Mark Coffee, he gets close to the corner where Braun is, and Braun tags himself in. Baron doesn't realize that Braun has tagged himself in, so he is about to hit the end of days. When, like, as he's like midway through the move, Braun just spears Mark Coffee out of Baron's grasps
Jesus
and pins Mark
Christ.
Coffee in front of him. So the Wolf Dogs win. Then we move on to the Kabuki Warriors versus Indy and Candice. Kabuki Warriors win. There's not much about this.
All right.
After the match, Kabuki Warriors are kind of celebrating with Io Sky. Reporter catches up with Damage Control, talks about the win, talks about Io being in the women's tournament, and they just kind of boast about how soon they're going to hold all the titles within the WWE. We move on to our next match. Io goes out and just beats Blair Davenport pretty comfortably.
Good.
And then we move on to our massive main event.
Just realized AJ and
Um,
Sammy are doing the same pose.
I see that too. I mean, Drew and Seth are almost doing the same damn pose too.
Yeah. They haven't. They needed to change that Seth picture. That was the same one as last year. What the hell?
He doesn't even have the blonde. Anyways, all five of them come out to the ring when Michael Cole and Wade Barrett are waiting on commentary to see who the sixth man is. All of a sudden, Wade Barrett's music hits. Wade stands up from commentary, takes off his suit, just takes off everything down to his gear. And Michael Cole's just shocked that Wade Barrett was a surprise sixth entrant in this match. Wasn't expecting it. Throughout this match, hard hitting affair as you would expect. It's these six men, like top of the card, main event scene. There's a point where Sammy and Drew are brawling on the outside towards the announce tables. After some back and forth, Drew puts Sammy through the announce table, but he doesn't stop there. He decides that he's going to take all the rubble that Sammy just went through and stack it on top of him. He also gets a couple of ladders and throws it on top of Sammy, just completely eliminating Sammy from having a shot throughout the rest of this match. Towards the end of the match, Seth Rollins is climbing the ladder all by himself. AJ Styles rushes in and climbs up with Seth Rollins. They brawl at the top until AJ suplexes Seth off the top of the ladder, taking them both out of the match. At this point, Drew, Wade, and Cody are all slowly getting in the ring. Drew and Cody both climb up the ladder. Wade watches them both for a second. Then he yanks Cody off the ladder, hits him with the bull hammer, and instead of climbing the ladder himself, he tells Drew that it's his time, and he lets Drew unlatch the World Heavyweight title.
Damn, I was
Drew
hoping to get Wade
McIntyre.
Barrett again. Alright.
Listen, I can't just immediately put Wade on top. I gotta work my way there.
Nah, you gotta put him on top immediately.
No, I'm not. Not gonna do that. He might be on top eventually, just not immediately.
Alright, we got Drew.